morning, Nether. My name's Jeff. I've been playing your game for a little over a week, and some of the issues I've noticed I kind of wanted to go over. You have doorways that are too small. I feel like it's hitting me right in the eyes. Another problem with that is the doorways, or the players, where the point of view is, it feels like it's in my chest, like the guy in your forum said. There is also, you've got cars floating on a bridge at one point. I can't remember what bridge it is. I think it's north of Riverside, if I remember right. But they're floating in midair, like they're hover cars, and it's not like one or two, it's like a huge section, like you copied and pasted these cars down and you didn't put them low enough. So one of the things I want to talk about were not the guns. The guns dropping isn't an issue. In fact, I think that's fairly balanced. There's enough guns to go around. I always feel like I have a sidearm and a rifle. However, I don't always have ammo. But I have been getting better at finding the ammo, and I am starting to notice that once you know where it is, there is a little too much of it. It is post-apocalyptic. It is obviously 10, 20 years in advance because there is tons of overgrowth. But I don't understand how there are still helicopters on fire from the last 10 years. I also don't understand why there is lights on ambulances. People aren't going to go around trying ambulance lights. It's just not logical. It draws attention. It's just to go get your ass handed to you. So I think that could be something that could be dealt with. Like, maybe have them when you're walking, like have the ambulance click on and be like, woo, whoop, and then turn back off, like really, really loud. People have to really notice this, and the Nether have to notice this, and it will force people to stay away from cars because they'll be afraid of the alarms going off. But in that same aspect, you can take your risks and put, there can be pills in ambulances because people are afraid to go over there because there's Nether around, and if the alarm goes off, they're going to get mauled. And on the subject of the Nether, they should not be allowed to teleport and hit you at the exact same time. It's very frustrating. It's very discerning. My buddy's messaging me. Sorry. Also, your quests, the courier packages, don't get me wrong, I love the courier packages. They're a good way to get easy levels. But that's boring. I'm going to be honest with you. You have a good idea, and I think you should be able to find the courier packages more often than not. Like have, in the subway, this guy is laying there, and he's bleeding out, and he's like, take this to my wife. She's the last part, or like, all of our daughters are gone. This is the last picture she has of the family, and I'm not going to make it. And he hands you the picture, and you got to take the picture to whatever Lakeside or Westview or something. You could have people being trapped inside of like a jail cell, and yelling for help. And you get there, and there's Nether everywhere, and you got to clear out the Nether, and then escort them back to town. And they don't walk like shitty RPG characters. They run like you can, and they have a stamina bar like you do, and they will follow you at your speed. Because I swear to God, if you put in another escort quest where the damn character either walks so slow that it's just frustrating, or so fast that you can't keep up, I'll just tell people not to buy your game. Like, for real, you guys are doing a great job. Let's keep moving in that frickin' direction. Your blood meter is nice, but it's like the guy in the forum said, the blood meter is nice to an extent, because if you have someone that's just up on a hill, just picking people off with a sniper rifle, what are you going to do? That's it. The guns do so much damage. There's so little time to react that you can't really do anything about it. Whoever shoots first wins. And I think that was proven this morning by my cousin, because he accidentally shot me shooting through me into somebody. He killed all three of us and only wasted like 10 rounds maybe, not even. And when you level up the strength skill, it even shows a flak jacket. You don't get the flak jacket, which is understandable. You're not just going to level up and a flak jacket is going to appear on you. But you could, I think flak jackets would be a good thing to put in. And I'm not talking about just flak jackets, full body armor. You could take Fallout to a whole new level with this game. You know, with the broken limbs and the bleeding out, the armor, the regeneration, and in terms of regeneration, um, when you get hurt, if I walked up to you right now and cut you with a knife, you would heal. Your body, the cells replicate and you can heal. I don't understand why in any survival game you're apparently incompetent of healing for whatever reason. I understand there's a solar flare, but obviously people are still aging, so they can still heal. I mean, so I would really, really, really like to see that put in the game because, I mean, I get hit by one Nether, lose, say, 120 health. You know, that guy could heal. Those are just scratches. They're not like shattered limbs or something. And you could do the damage based on the monster. You know, a golem punches you in the chest with the where he just puts his arm straight out. I mean, it's gonna break a couple ribs. So if you get hit by a golem, you know, you get a little red bar from that specific hit, and that little red bar regenerates, you know, say 1 health every 5 seconds until it's full. But if you get hit again before that bar regenerates, that bar disappears and you get a new bar that's set, say, halfway back from the center of that one. So you still permanently lose health without bandages, but you'll heal more of that. And the same can be done with, like, the spitters. Yes, they hurt. They blind you. But if you get poisoned like that to be that blinded, you're going to be pretty messed up for a while. You know, 1 health per 5 seconds off. Or, you know, on top of the blinding, I don't want to say permanent vision like, I don't want the vision to be permanently disoriented because that would be very frustrating and really would take away from the game. But I would like to see something more done with that because it has a lot of potential. And as for the monsters teleporting, I like the ones that scream. Those are genius. I like that it pulls more. You've got to kill it quick. You've got to kill it quietly. You don't want them to know that you killed it. But the teleporting is really getting old. I've got them teleporting in behind me when I'm up against a wall and hitting me through the wall. I've got them teleporting behind me. They just immediately hit you as soon as they teleport, which isn't fair. You have no time to react. And like I try to stay on my toes. I'm always spinning around, you know, trying to make sure they can't get behind me. Another thing I noticed is if you crouch under a bridge and a golem is fighting you and he can't reach you and he teleports under the bridge, he dies and you get the experience. Just a random bug I found. And so I've been killing golems like that every now and then when I'm too low to fight them. And I don't know what the Reaper is because I try to avoid him. I get the feeling he's very scary. But I would I wouldn't like to see more nether surges, but more areas like in the north on that island, or not the island, but above you go across the dirt bridge, basically, the one that's on the far right, north of 290, I think is what it is. There is a big open field and a tower. You can't get up the tower, which I thought was going to be kind of cool. I was like, oh, I'm going to go up that, and then I got there, and I was like, oh, that figures. You can climb so much. I think those towers, since you don't have that many, would be nice to climb. I think it'd be good for the hang glider. And you can make, like, I think a rappel rope would be nice, but I think that'd be a little bit over the top. I don't really see how it'd be good for the game. It'd be kind of hard to put in for you guys. So, you know, if you got the time, whatever. If not, we understand. However, I would really like to be able to climb those towers. And not just the little zigzag up thing. And I know that's kind of like a cheap way out of a ladder, because coding a ladder, I've never coded, but I get the feeling coding a ladder is kind of complicated. However, a ladder would be nice to go up to the top of that. I mean, it's got its bonuses and its negatives, and you would have to put flying nether in. Hey, I gotta take this call. Hold on, Red, I'm making a YouTube video. However, the flying ones would have to have like a minimum. If they landed, I don't know, they couldn't just take back off And I think teleporting for the flying ones would be a little over the top. They already can fly. They can gank you from above. Yeah. But other than that, it's a pretty decent game. It's just got a few little things you guys need to work out, like the doors and the players' eyes and their stomachs would be the biggest two that I would get to right away, and flying cars on the bridge. Thanks for a great game, and I'll try to make another one. Hope to hear from you guys soon.